It's blowing straight down the ground here at Moorabbin. The breeze blowing from left to right, straight down the ground, and the ground is in very good order. St Kilda has won the toss. Their captain, Danny Frawley, called correctly and will kick to the right of the screen. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to Moorabbin. And the breeze is blowing straight down the ground here at Moorabbin from left to right. The windsock in the left corner of the picture there shows you that it's blowing, if anything, slightly across the ground, but certainly favouring St Kilda in this opening quarter. Frawley won the toss and has won the right for St Kilda to kick to the right of the screen. The Brisbane Bears have left out 3 players, Cox, Smith and Norman, from their 23 named, and already a little close encounter of the first kind going on. And St Kilda have left out Collins, Lamb and Ford. So both teams virtually as named. The umpires are Howlett and Walsh. With me this afternoon in commentary, Jeff Leake and John Nichols. And it's Jeff Leake who's going to pick up the commentary at the opening bounce as usual.
St Kilda kicking to the right of the screen, kicking with the breeze. Side bottom beaten there by Micken. Sheldon gets the kick. The Bears relieve. Elphinstone. Side bottom. Tough. Not enough talking there with the Saints. And the ball out of play on the inner side. More people on this side of the field than there is on the outer. It is quite warm in Melbourne. Micken, very accomplished player from West Adelaide. Handball is good. Saints have got the job against them. They've yet to win a game. The Bears have won the first 2. Somewhat of a high tackle there on the Saints to James. And to throw in again. Bears half-forward line.
Kilda pulled high around the neck, and that'll be a free kick to go to number 28, Taylor. He's quickly on with play, sends it further afield, and that's Coghlan. Coughlin's hand pass into the centre is good. Elphinstone charging down the ground. Good left foot kick from Elphinstone to the half-forward. Mark Stilt by Frawley. Lockett, the full forward. In the van there, St Kilda, but beaten to the ball, and the Saints come away through, the Bears come away through Reynoldson. Chain of hand passes ending with Fidge. Fidge puts Bert the ball. O'Keefe has the ball. Half forward, kicking into the teeth of this breeze, centres the ball towards half forward. Big flyers wanted, high number 15. The ball comes to ground, and the Saints out of trouble again as they drive the ball to half forward, but back into trouble. Harris fires on goal for the Bears. Chance for Richardson, spills the mark, ball on the ground, players going in hard. Hand pass gets the Saints out of trouble. Number 19 is Nixon. He in ball to Elphinstone. Elphinstone left foot kick into the centre of the ground, looking for players further afield. Oh, blatant push in the back, and Lowe will get the free kick for the Saints right in the centre of the ground. Jeff Lee.
Holding up towards a half-forward line. The Bears in top touchdown there. It's Cameron O'Brien, and he plays to the outer side of the ground. Now that's Mark Williams. Corkamillis tackles him from behind. The handball comes over the top, and from the wing the Bears come down there. Elphinstone's got best chance for this for the Saints. Bit too good there for Michael McCarthy, but the ball back into Sidebottom's hand. A low kick, that's what's needed on a bad attempt there by the Saints. Owen. Corkamillis kicks him on. Saints not looking too good. Lowe gets it. The handball looks all right now. First score of the match. The Saints are in there. With David Grant, who's Swooping around that forward line, a great player last season. He's played some useful football this year as well. On that half forward line, the Saints first flood. It's a goal.
Very tricky win today, and St Kilda, with the use of it, will have to make sure they capitalise on every chance, because they've been giving a couple of sloppy handballs and a couple of poor kicks out of defence. They just cannot afford to waste this very strong win. It's probably worth 6 to 8 goals.
So the Saints with a lead 3.5 minutes into the first term, and they gain possession again. Marcoux brushed off the ball, comes to Taylor, sends the Saints to half forward. Struggle there, ball hits the turf. Diving in is Waterson for the Bears. Possession to Harris, further afield to Micken, kicks with the left boot towards half forward. All St Kilda there, and Elphinston, who's been in everything already, kicks out wide and finds a teammate in Bradley Gotch. Over the mark, and a 15-metre penalty applied against Mark Williams, but they take the ball down the outer side, and St Kilda running the ball with McConville there from half-back to full forward, punched away, ball hits the ground. Saints in control, Bears in control once again. Reynoldson's hand pass put McCarthy under pressure. There's a hand pass, another one coming to Mark Williams. Williams on centre wing outer side, looking further afield for Edmund under the ball. Ball hits the turf again, and the Saints are there in numbers. That's McConville, number 12, under the ball, and the umpire has come in to bounce it. 4.5 minutes gone in the first term, and it's St Kilda with the only score on the board, a goal to Grant.
The Bears half forward line. Side bottom in there. Here's a chance. Bernie Harris. But kicked it from whence it came. Side bottom was pushed and shoved, but players allowed to roll on. McCarthy, number 9 on the Bears, waiting for it to come out. It won't. Courageous play there by Whitty, number 19. Handball this time. Mark Williams a chance to score. Certainly won't be. McCarthy balloons it. The wind's got hold of it, bent it backwards. It's out on the full. And the free kick to the Saints, and they're the scorers at the moment with 6 points. The Bears yet to get off the mark in 5 minutes of play.
That was a balloon that turned into a boomerang. St Kilda, the Saints coming out of defence. Here's Elphinston again. 33rd kick already for him, but he gives possession further afield to Whitty. Whitty sends the Saints deep into attack. Nobody at home there for the Saints. It bounces badly. Good punch away there. For the Bears, will put it across the line before Gotch, number 16, can get there for the Saints. Probably the smallest man playing league football, Bradley Gotch, number 16. Thrown in again. Micken, number 1. Front man, front possession. Richardson gains possession. Sends to Brad Hardy. Knocked away from him. He's interfered with. Ball hits the ground. Coughlin a chance. Good hand pass. Marcoux swings round. Shocking kick. And the Bears are in control again. Right across the centre of the ground. And here's Phillips. Sends the ball in towards the forward area. St Kilda in front. The Saints in front. Bit of a push to McConville, not paid. Good handball. Sending it out wide, but under a little bit of pressure. Cunningham inside. Sends it further afield. Rights for St Kilda. Sends it further afield once again. Oh, strong mark in defence, but they play on. That was Reynoldsson. Good chain of hand passes. Finishing up with Fidge. Fidge in turn hand passes to Harris. Harris to half forward. McCarthy's on his own. And if he wasn't interfered with, it should have been a mark. Elphinston out of trouble again. And the Saints going forward once more. Butterfingers dropped an easy one, and the Bears have a chance again. No, free kick this time, going the Saints' way, to be taken by Grant. Kicker of the only goal in the game. Grant towards half forward. Lockett flies high, can't mark. St Kilda grab with the ball on the turf there. Stacks on the mill, just about to come free with the ball was number 14, Lockett again, but the umpy blew it up, and he'll bounce it centre half forward for the Saints. Jeff Leake.
The gaggle of players around this ball up. Tony Lockett being a defender at this day, and as well as a ruckman. There's some fleet feet here. Nixon back. Coughlin and into the forward pocket. Won't be allowed. The Bears are ganging up down there. They're not doing too badly at all. Roberts it is on that back line, a former Swan. Number 39, the Saints don't drop it, son. That's Frank Coughlin. Yeah. He's been prominent early. Now he'll take the free kick, and it'll put him well within scoring distance this time. You can see the man on the mark. The Bears is about 10 metres inside the 50-metre line. Of course, that means it's 40 metres to kick it over. They're leading with all the score on the board. A goal by David Grant.
He's got a 20-metre breeze behind him.
And Coghlan signalling, and he's got to go for the long shot. Of course, there's half a dozen players back in the goal square, but he kicks it from the 50-metre line. It's a dreadful kick, and it's out on the full. A wasted opportunity, the Bears, to take the kick in.
Is that a hook or a slice?
I think it might have been a slice.
Certainly, it was a very badly wasted kick. There's been some drop marks and some poor kicking, and the Saints will have to pick up their skills at this stage.
8.5 minutes gone. Side bottom in front, can't mark. Ball hits the turf. Everybody on top of it. They're all wearing St Kilda Guernseys. Side bottom picking himself up from the bottom of the pack. And the Saints in attack at the moment. It's on the right half forward flank. A bit of warming up there from Frank Donnell, number 7 for the Bears on the sidelines. The Bears are there in numbers again. O'Keefe, good hand pass to Harris. Harris to send the Bears to half forward with a high punt kick. Oh, it's allowed to bounce. Phillips was there but had the ball cleverly tapped away. Harris running into trouble. The Bears with O'Keefe prominent again. Grab, holding the ball. And the Saints to come away with the ball through, is it Taylor? Nixon it is this time to half forward. Lockett the chance, but good mark by Reynoldsson. Strong mark Reynoldsson, and then a dinky little kick out towards Brenton Phillips, number 11. He'll be first to the ball. Now you see him, now you don't. A lot of clever stuff there. First change being made as number 7 coming onto the ground is Donnell. Meantime, the big fella side bottom over the shoulder with one and a bit of a swish afterwards, but the boundary umpire says it was out. 9.5 minutes gone first term, and the Saints lead by 6 points to nothing.
Side bottom in good position here, but McCarthy gets a good tap. Half forward line now for the Bears. Alfredson has been everything at this stage. Back to Nixon. Bears seem to know what to do when it comes on their forward line. Moving it well to centre half forward. Good judgment there by David Whitty. The Saints down the outer wing.
Coghlan again drives towards half forward. Anyone for St Kilda? Gotch. Marku. Shot on goal coming up for the Saints. Wait on it. Goal. No, it's hit the post. It's just brushed the post. Alex Marku had a big grin on his face, but he didn't see the goal umpire. No, he hadn't. The goal umpire had not finished waving the flags, so the kick will have to be taken again. Looks more like the Golden Greek than ever, Alex Marku.
Yes, certainly, but it was a very experienced kick of Marku's, but it wasn't quite good enough. But the kicking of St Kilda, they're tending to waste this breeze.
Gee, they certainly are. They can't be extravagant with this, surely. There's the kick in again. Micken, number 1, is underneath it for the Bears. Knocked away by side bottom to keep it in St Kilda's forward line. 11 minutes gone in the first term. St Kilda 1-1. The Bears yet to score. 4 or 5, maybe 6 goal breeze blowing straight down the ground from left to right. Micken first hand to the ball once again. Illegal tackle, but it dispossesses the man. Picked up by Harris. No, that in fact was Phillips. The Saints going forward again in numbers. Gotch there, tries to knock it on, not successful. Coghlan with the left boot in towards the pocket, and the mark taken by Winmar. In the forward pocket, within scoring range, Nicky Winmar about 40 metres out from goal, and not a favourable angle, but the breeze will help him. Puts it up in the air, wait on it. Whistle, out of bounds on the full. Gee, I didn't know the breeze was that strong. Nearly 12 minutes gone now, and the ball's in the St Kilda's attacking area.
Cameron O'Brien kicks it to the man on the mark. Oh, a chance for the Saints to score another one. Oh, Waterson clears it for the Bears. O'Keefe for the Bears drops it. But he may have taken that one about 55 metres out. And the throw in. Still in the Saints, and it's a scoring zone from over there, by the way. Micken looks good here. Better. Charging around the outer side. The Bears set off pretty well from that back line. Down to number 8, it's Richardson. Donnell's off the interchange bench, and a couple of experienced finals campaigners there working the ball on the Bears half forward line.
Front of the scoreboard, which shows St Kilda 7 points in front. Bears won by a point when they played up at Carrara, but it could be a different story today. St Kilda and the Saints in control. Nice tap by Elphinston. Good football by the Saints to send them forward once again. Oh, and a splendid mark. No, it's dropped by Waterson, but he paddles on. Chance now for Cunningham. Gets the ball clear. Has to dive back on again. Oh, great play, Jeff Cunningham. And it could be on for Young and Old. Well, for Young anyway. The Old don't generally fight like that, do they, Jeff? They've got all brains to get into those blues. 7 points to nothing with the Saints wearing the All Black strip in front. Just wide of the centre square. Tapped down by Lockett, and here's Mark Williams held with... No, he's dropped the ball. Holding the ball's the call, and the free kick, a change of mind decision by the umpire given to Rice. Kilda going forward again. A shot on goal. Through. Goal by Winmar. Second goal to the Saints. Nicky Winmar popping it through at the 13.5, nearly 14-minute mark.
Yes, well, certainly after 13 minutes of play, they've had most of the use of the ball. Elphinston's been a great player at centre-half back. Winmar moving very well, breaking the tackle, and a long kick with the wind bouncing through, which has redeemed himself for that poor kick out of bounds on the full just before.
Saints tardy as far as the wind and the scoring end's concerned, with only 2 goals. Here's Richardson for the Bears, kicks it into no man's land out there. In fact, it's Nixon for the Saints will take it, and Elphinston, this is his 10th possession. Good lead down there, good one. Winmar grabs it. Not a very good kick, but it may get there to Coughlin in the middle, and he runs through 2 of the Bears. Good looking player there, down to full forward. Grant it is has taken it. He kicked the first goal, and he goes for his second. Right up into the teeth, into the goal square. Roberts was out of position. Waterson, here's Alex. Ted Fidge, good play by him. The only thing he could do to knock the ball out of play.
Well, St Kilda giving a lot of cheek, John.
St Kilda have to keep the ball out of the outer flank. It's obviously the scoring flank down this side, and they have to bring it across.
In ruck, Micken got the tap away. Grant dispossessed. The Bears coming away with the football. Cunningham for the Saints. An underground hand pass. Shot on goal. Going right across the face of goal by Lockett. And out for a free kick.
Yes, well, with the wind, I think they should be probably 5 or 6 goals in front of quarter time to have capitalised on it properly.
Roberts kicks it in. Side bottom. Making a welcome return to the Saints lineup. And could kick it from here, the big fellow. The man standing the mark is on the 50-metre line. But there's, as we told you, about a 5 or 6 goal breeze blowing straight down the ground and right behind this kick. Put it up into the stratosphere. Long and straight. Tapped into play and then through for a behind to the Bears. So the Saints, 2 goals to 14. The Bears yet to score, and they've been playing 16 and 16, just over 16 minutes and 20 seconds.
It's O'Brien keeping the ball back into play. Winmar number 1. That was a clever mark, wasn't it? Micken. Tricky breeze. Side bottom looked as though he had a better chance, but he handballs quickly. And Philip Walsh gets a kick for it, by the way. Out the back. Oh, Brad Hardy. A bigger shock of red hair this time, and Hardy looking for the free kick, but it'll be Corkamillis from the Saints who takes the kick and the 15 metres, and giving a little bit of experience, or a touch of experience here against Mark Williams. The kick on the half-forward line. Micken, strong mark. Look for a man on hand there, Stephen Reynoldson, and they're running better now.
So Keith for the Bears sends it towards half-forward. Big pack of players, but side bottom judged at the best and takes the mark for the Saints. Side bottom feeds the ball out to the grandstand side. Nobody at all except for the Saints, except for Owen. He inside with the left boot to now towards half-forward. Lockett underneath the ball. It goes to Winmar. A chance for him. Can he gather and kick? No, he gathers. Can he straighten up? In trouble, out of trouble, can't get a kick. Back to it again. Nicky Winmar.
Deserved a goal, Richard.
Oh, unbelievable effort. and draws the applause of the fans here at Moorabbin. Thought he had the ball on a string there for a moment, almost brought his own footy.
It's interesting to see a group of about a dozen players standing out around about the half back position. That's for the Bears, and that ball's kicked out of the ground, by the way. So
somebody's souvenired it.
Yeah,
we've got a new one coming.
New one coming. So and it's going to be Roberts to kick the ball. If Cunning will give it to him,
he kicks it into the crowd.
There's a few of them gathered down there. It's quite a comfortable position to be there, not too jam-packed.
And there's a new ball being brought on at the southern end.
Now, the players move from that gathering at centre-half back. They've gone fan-like to either side of the ground. And Roberts doesn't know what to do now, so he goes to the inner side of the ground, really, and Cunningham having a battle here with Reynolds. Reynolds kicks a low one on the inner side of the ground. Brendan Phillips, and good pressure's put on him. Good pressure put on him by the Saints' Dean Rice, and pushed the ball out of play.
Thrown in again, McCarthy in ruck. Phillips, hot and quick hand pass. The Bears are about to go forward once again. That's Banfield, left boot up high. Edmund out of position. McConville, a strong mark in defence. Goes across goal. Saw the lead given him on the other side by Nixon. Nixon to tidy up and try and find it out wide. But the Bears are going to turn it back once again. In towards the forward area, and the mark taken by Mark Williams. Williams, short pass to Hardy, comes off. And Brad Hardy getting roundly hooted, although today he is playing his 50th game.
And if he kicks it, Dick, that's the Bears' only score in 20 minutes of play.
It's going to be a tricky shot for goal, John Nichols.
Yes, right into the face of the breeze, and he had to make most of his first kick, but I think he's done it pretty well for 1 point.
A bit each way there, John, a bit each way. Well, the first score on the board to the Bears, and that's the way to do it. Danny Frawley straight down the centre of the ground, and the Bears running again. Rather the Saints this time through McConville, inside to Gotch. Gotch, trusty left boot, kicks to Lockett, who isn't Lockett. In fact, it's low.
Two good long kicks straight down the ground, and it's in possession. St Kilda have tended to waste the ball and zigzag with this wind, and if they come unstuck, I think it's because they're waste.
That's better.
I hope they learn from that, Dick, just by strong play on football down the middle with the wind, what can be done.
21 minutes gone. Strong mark and goal by Stuart Lowe. Big, tall lad. There's the play again. Good disposal. Good lead. Right on the chest. Underneath the chin.
Lowe's gone back to full forward, and Lockett come out to centre half forward.
21 points to 1. Saints lead by 3 straight goals. Sheldon sending the Saints forward again. Frawley off the ground by Reynolds. Frawley nabbed. Bears in numbers. And defending with handball this time. Micken, it's come unstuck. Holding the man. They get away with it. Oh, luck's of fortune. Mark Micken, the captain of the Bears. A man unguarded in the centre. And the mark taken by Reynolds. Jeff Lewis.
Here's a good run. The Brisbane Bears looking over their shoulders. Matthew Campbell from the back line of the half-forward line and trying to find Brenton Phillips. They dropped a little short on him, but he'll take the free. Difficult to score from here. Edmund, his first touch. But it was a good one. His personal best last week of 8 goals to Hardy. Now, Hardy's been able to get away from a couple of opponents. Now, Ken Sheldon, a very experienced player with the Blues, gave him yardage then and a push in the back, and you can see where Hardy's going to kick it. He could not miss, and this will be the Bears' first goal after 23 minutes of play in this first term. But mind you, they're kicking into a fairly stiff breeze at Moorabbin.
Umpire speaks to Richardson. He and Coghlan very unfriendly behind the play.
Here's Brad Hardy.
Undisciplined action of Sheldon, giving him 15 metres would have been very valuable at this stage.
Missed. just on the left side, to the delight of young and old alike. A costly miss. 23 minutes gone. Straight down the centre. Look at that, a ball burster over the centre, and the mark by Fidge. What an amazing kick over the centre of the ground
by McConville.
Fidge fiddling, goes to half forward now. Target McCarthy, almost fell into his arms. Struggle of players on the ground. Oops. Case of 9 pins there. Or is it 9 Saints? At centre half forward, just inside the 50-metre line. Side bottom and McCarthy clash down to Mark Williams. Good tackle on McCarthy. Side bottom scoops it out. Chance now for the Bears. Quick hand pass to nowhere. O'Keefe, quick hand pass back again. And that's Walsh.
One-handed hand pass.
Yes. McConville the mark? No. Play on. Ball on the... Oh, was that deliberately out of bounds?
Yes, he's given the free kick.
Hardy again. No, he's passing it over this time. Number 11 is Brenton Phillips. Played a great game in the Bears' first up win at the Melbourne Cricket Ground against North Melbourne. Nearing time on. Phillips narrows the angle, kicks for goal, and has put it through for a goal. So that goes down as a free kick. And a goal kicked by Phillips. And that's the Bears' first goal.
A very valuable one that Phillips scored for the Bears, because against the wind it's probably worth 3 or 4 normally.
Yes, it's a good goal, allowing for the breeze to bring it back in.
Undisciplined play by St Kilda, because a blatant out of bounds and a blatant 15 yards before that, they can't afford these mistakes.
The Bears have got their first goal at the 25-minute mark in this first term. It was a good one too from Phillips, right to the boundary. And a hold up we play again. The umpire speaking to the Bears vice skipper in Mark Williams. And we'll go back for a rebounce.
Burns has come off the interchange bench for St Kilda, number 11.
Well, he's a handy player at any time, particularly around that centre. Side bottom with nice judgment.
Oh, Burns straight into the play.
Oh, crunch. They'll know his presence is there. They'll feel it. Philip Walsh. Bit sore after that knock. Micken to his rover Harris. Then up in the air. Donnell. In front of Danny Frawley. Swings around nicely on the right side of goal as well. Good play to Nell, and goes backwards to Hardy. Well, they're certainly looking for Hardy. He's had 2 shots for goal and managed 2 behinds only. And a few hisses and boos to boot. But a goal here in the extra time period in this first term. They're trailing by 13 points. It's going to be very handy, Brad Hardy. But look at the breeze hold that up. McCarthy can't get there. Oh, lovely mark. Danny Frawley, the fullback.
One of the underrated players in league football. 2 Saints here. Mark Koo, number 8 with the football. Looks for leads further afield and kicks across the centre of the ground. Saints in possession. Cunningham picks up cleverly. Feeds the hand pass to Gotch. Gotch about to shoot on goal with a left boot. Hurry up and kick it. He does, and it's through.
Yes, a great running goal by Bradley Gotch, a typical Rovers goal. They're the ones that make the difference between winning and losing.
Good shepherd, a good piece of shepherding there, allowed Burns, Cunningham to get the ball to Gotch. And once the little rover lined it up, although he was, Waterson was bearing down on him, he got it in just a couple of strides in front of the tackle.
28 minutes in, 27 minutes in, 27 to 8. The Saints in front. Hardy in the centre now, gets a high tackle, plays on nevertheless. McCarthy can't judge it. Burns has just come on for the Saints. He crunched Philip Morris with one and receives a bit of attention there. Kicks the ball quickly out of Alec. Mark Koo. Back to Frawley. Frawley's kicked from half back to half forward. Side bottom. No, it's not side bottom. Well, it was him, it was low. Someone's going to get a free kick here.
It's a Bear.
Waterson, and he'll take the free at half back. They need a bit more endeavour. They've only managed to get 8 points on the board, but then the Saints haven't taken advantage of this 6-goal breeze. They got 4-3. Look at that.
McCarthy at the 28-minute mark for the Bears, or are they the marsupials? Towards Edmund, good mark out in front of his chest. He'll have to play on quickly. O'Keefe's given him the lead up forward. He's against 2. It bounces awkwardly for him. Nixon to Elphinston. Is that his 11th possession? Winmar, right up from the pocket on the half-back line, just outside 50 metres. Nicky Winmar, undecided as to what to do. Good smother by Hardy. Brent Phillips, ball's on the ground. Play's allowed to go on. Winmar again. Ball on the ground again, O'Keefe. Somebody pick it up. Winmar eventually, well played, into the centre of the ground. Knock on, doesn't come off. Waterson again, you're gone. Push in the back. And an unfair treatment, I thought, around the facial region as he was being disposed of. That's Fidge. Not a good kick by Fidge. Burns in possession, and O'Keefe in possession of him, and Burns will get the free kick. Is the umpire. Why are you not allowed to play on over any other than over the mark, any direction other than over the mark? It doesn't matter. It's all academic, because as Shelton gets the ball, the siren sounds. So at quarter time, St Kilda, we think, have wasted this possibly 6-goal breeze. They have 4-3-27 on the board, and Brisbane Bears have 1 goal to 8. The goal kickers for St Kilda: Winmar 1, Dodge 1, Lowe 1, and Grant 1, and the solitary goal kicker for the Bears was Phillips. St Kilda 4-3-27, Brisbane 1-2-8. The number of chest marks and overhead marks that have been dropped with no excuse.
The Bears will be about 6 in front of half-time, my prediction.
Yes, I would say that Brisbane looking at about a 10-goal quarter here.
Why they don't play Greg Burns all the time, I'd never know.
Absolutely unbelievable. That's the way to get in the action, though. Come on the ground and race into the first time we get bang.
But you won't let him up like this nowadays.
Not these days.
I think he may know what Ross's weaknesses are with the name practice. I think chest
It's difficult, isn't it? Tell you.
We're going to be doing Bears games and Eagles games all year.
Yes. I didn't want to give you that good news so early in the season, John.
Well, that's the case. I better squat up.
You got a couple of mates. Oh dear. It's him. No, it's not Frawley. It's that other fella with 4 on his back. It can't be 34 because they haven't got one.
I'll have to point Spiro. I'll have to point Spiro out to the first 3 times she called him Greens. Not Grant, 20.
No, 28 he is.
No, it was.
You say something. Oh, well, just a point. Yeah, lots of details. Good.
Hey, if I don't know him, so the people don't know, I'm a pretty safe ground. Only the player and his mother will know.
C is 5-1 and D is 1-2.
C 5-1 all forward.
1-2. R is 2. R is
2 goals. Richmond, Footscray. That's the one we're interested in. And S
kick with about 6-8.
Is 803 goals too.
6-8 they'll be. 5-7. Carlton have kicked with a wind.
Now listen, Leakey.
Well, how do you think we felt last? How did you feel last week? How did you feel last week?
How did I feel last week? The same as you feel. Excited.
He had tomatoes for lunch, that's his problem. Here at Moorabbin, St Kilda 27, lead Brisbane 8. And now it's Brisbane's turn to use the breeze. Umpires Howlett and Walsh. There's the siren to set them into motion for the second quarter. Brisbane kicking to the right and favoured by a strong breeze straight down the ground. Micken in ruck and wins the tap. But the Saints come away with the football. Korkamilas gets it out towards Gotch. Gotch in turn delivers to Cunningham. His hand pass smothered. It's a nice contest on the ground. Marcoux threads the hand pass to Sheldon. Reynoldson, an awkward bounce. Taps it back to himself and plays ringer-ringer-rosy. Harris into trouble and Micken. Tries to get a kick, picks it up eventually and kicks it back towards the centre of the ground. It's all the Saints. Side bottom misjudges, and the Saints are running again. Harris, cross to the lead and marked by Jim Edmund. Edmund on the 50-metre line, inside the first minute, and Edmund will shoot for goal. For all, he's standing the mark. Edmund straight, but hasn't got the distance, and tapped through for behind the Bears. That's their third. They are 1-3-9, and they are 3 goals behind St Kilda, who are 4-3-27. Jeff Leake.
At least the Bears opened their accounts much quicker than the Saints did in that first quarter with the breeze. But this Hardy really short of a gallop, but there's no doubting his ability. The Brownlow medalist of 1985. He's chunky at any time, but he's a little more chunky now. And he swings through that kick. Oh, good talking there to let McConville come in, and as the last man there, right at the back of the package, marked about 20 metres from goal. He's kicking to the defensive side. Well, it's more to the middle, isn't it? Bradley Gotch a bit short on there to take that mark, but he nevertheless committed his body. Out of the pack. That's Owen goes down, ran into Ken Sheldon and lost their momentum, and the Bears don't mind that at all. And the ball up around about the centre, or out towards the wing. And the Saints leading 27-9. The ball up, and the ground, it's the first time I've seen the St Kilda ground firm for a long time. The speedster, Alex Marcoux, puts them into attack. Reynoldson's best bet here. He eventually gets it, didn't seem to put in a big effort. That was Tony Lockett in there. That's Waterson getting the kick out of nowhere. Ted Fidge is marked on the back line. Getting quite a few possessions, and his handball's good on this occasion as well. Philip Walsh, down to Mick and the skipper, the Druckmann, a good kick. It's not a good kick. He didn't think enough about that one. It's marked by, it was a David Grant.
Grant from half-back, just inside that defensive 50-metre line. Big fly over the top. What a great fly that was by O'Brien. Fresh man on the ground to knock it out of play. Micken doing the bulk of the ruck work. Marcoux now with the football, swings it outside, and the Saints out of trouble once again through. Grant over the back, the Saints running through Burns now. Through half forward, up towards the pocket. St Kilda have the people there. Bradley Gotch, 50 metres out, decides to draw a defender. Well shepherded, short pass, Winmar! Winmar within range. Man on the mark standing 20 metres out, almost directly in front. Nicky Winmar a chance for his second goal. Yes, a goal. And the Saints extend their lead. They're 4 goals in front. Winmar's second goal, and St Kilda did play that one cleverly up the far wing.
Yes, it's their first real attitude of running possession football, and they into the breeze. They may even play better than they did with the breeze, but Gotch finished it off with a nice little pass. Burns from the wing to Gotch to Winmar, and a great goal into the win for St Kilda.
Important goal for the Saints. They lead by 24 points into the breeze. That's Williams working hard. Here comes McConville. Didn't need to grab it. Grant playing on the half-back line in this quarter. Was half forward first. Hardy tackled high. The advantage rule played. Will play on. Oh, strong tackle by Williams on Nixon then. Rule of push, I think, so Nixon takes the free at half-back. Now out to the wing position. Can Sheldon mark interference anyway against Bernie Harris? Another rover, and Ken Sheldon, one of the many Blues playing at Moorabbin. Former Blues rather, kicks the ball down towards Gorkamila. It's another bloke. And over to another bloke. Marcoux. Nixon. No, it's not. It's Owen. Oh, the bend on it. No. Came around enormously at the final thrust of the kick, but it's only a behind.
Yes, I'm sure Gerald Bullock must have been telling the Saints at half-time to keep control of the ball and run the ball into the wind. And the last 2 passages of play, if they can keep that up, they may stay still in front at half-time.
Roberts, the full-back, sends towards Mick, and the ball punched away from him down to Williams. The kick smothered. Saints in numbers there. Gorkamila. A little swish at the ball, could have been anything there. And the Bears come away again as it's kicked out wide and eventually across the line by Banfield, and the Bears are in attack. Number 9, McCarthy in ruck for them. Side bottom from behind, gets the tap. Down to ground, good capture. A little high, the tackle. And the free kick goes to Richardson. Number 8 for the Bears. Mike Richardson. Towards half forward. The lead. Edmund is too late. And the mark taken by the Saints. And they're running again. McConville gives them possession. Out to Cunningham on the wing. And the Saints going the wide open spaces of the Moorabbin Oval again. Up forward towards Burns. Burns cuffs his opponent over the ear, but O'Brien has taken the mark. He in turn up towards the flying Winmar. Can't gain possession, and the Bears out of trouble again. Richardson about to be tackled, backdoors one opponent, backdoors another one, gives it to Micken, knocks it further, but to no avail. The Saints go forward again, only to see them turned out once more. And O'Brien has the football at half-back and sees plenty of Bears in the wide open spaces of Moorabbin and nobody within a bull's roar out there. Inboard again. Campbell about to shoot towards goal. Campbell goes long into the 10-metre square. Saviour of the Saints is Frawley, the fullback. Jeff Lee.
Well, his opponent there in the Bears, Neil Hine, didn't look too slick. Frawley had him out pointed before the ball came anywhere near them. Here's McCarthy who's taken that mark. Now, he'd be the veteran as far as age is concerned in the Bears side. And a great competitor with a lot of finals experience. Mike McCarthy, former Hawk. And the kick, plenty of power on it, but it's way off direction. Didn't really think about that, and he's played many games and good ones at full forward and around that area. Out on the full, but the Saints to take the kick, it's McConville.
Peter McConville decides on the hand pass. The umpire blows the whistle and says, you can't do that there, Ian. And so we'll see chapter 2 of the Peter McConville put it into play story. Big pack, a little pushing in the pack there by Micken, goes unnoticed and unpenalised. Mark Williams, the ball was out. The boundary umpire caught up with him and it's out on the full this time.
Well, certainly to St Kilda's advantage if they can bottle the play up over in their defensive flank. They've got 4 goals lead and certainly all quarter they'll be trying to keep control of the ball over in that area.
8.5 minutes gone. Micken gets the fist of the ball. Corcomelis held without the football. Phillips in there. Corcomelis again. Phillips tries to burst his way through. Whistle there. Held to him. They'll bounce it. 8 minutes 50 gone. Second term. St Kilda leading 34-9. Jeff Leake.
25 points to the Saints, which is a very useful one. And they're holding up well. They're outplaying the Bears on their own ground. There's the loop over the back. McConville playing shoulder to shoulder with Edmund, punches the ball with a left fist, out of play. Another throw in here. The Bears forward pocket virtually. High number 15 for the Bears, got the tap away. Sheldon for the Saints scouts well, but kicks it to 2 Bears, and all they have to do is to talk, and it's taken by Mark Micken, their skipper, who's playing well in the middle of the ground. Philip Walsh. Michael Richardson. Now this will test him. A 50-metre kick. You see the man on the mark. Now Richardson, not really the favoured side of the ground to kick. You can see the wind holding that one. It's not far off though for distance. Smart Hardy ran into the full tackle there of Branch, and it's holding the ball. But Hardy had to go for that one. He couldn't do anything else.
Hoisted on his own petard. Back into play again. Once more, Brenton Phillips emerging with the football. Sends it forward. Chance there for Hine. Hardy in the van. Frawley close to the line. Swings it back in. But McCarthy is there to mark and will shoot at goal. This is the more favoured side of the ground. Mike McCarthy, formerly with Hawthorn. A couple of koalas warming up there on the sideline. McCarthy, this is a better kick at goal, but still not good enough. So nearly 11 minutes gone, and St Kilda 5-4-34 lead the Bears, who've just struggled into double figures. McConville kicks in. Anybody's ball. McCarthy fakes the hand pass, gives it to Banfield. Banfield fires at goal, and he's offline as well. So the Bears now also wasting opportunities, as did the Saints in the first quarter. 1-5 plays 5-4. McConville again, Jeff Lee. This time the other side.
It's a better kick. Side button. Micken on the best side of it. David Grant got the hand to it, taken away from him. That's Nixon pushing the back. A little of attention there from Hardy, who's playing a close game And I don't think he's very far away from his best form, John Nichols.
Yes, he doesn't look totally fit, but he needs a bit of confidence. He's had a lot of adversity, and I'm sure that a few kicks and good games will bring him back very quickly.
Heinenruck tries to get down. Almost marked between his knees there. Is that Bernie Harris? Yes, it is. Now, he's within scoring range here, the little rover. Goes back and just goes across the 50-metre line. So he'll be firing a goal from about 45 metres out. Almost straight in front. He's bent it round, and that is a goal. So a long-awaited goal for the Bears. They're second only, and they still trail by 17 points after 12.5 minutes in the second term.
When you consider that it took them 25 minutes of the first quarter to kick their first goal, their effort hasn't been too good. 17-34. The Saints to double the score. And Sheldon kicks it forward again. Here's Winmar's kicked a couple. He's been a good play. It's exciting. Against the breeze. A nice kick. Lovely kick to low. Right off. Just on that. Oh, he played on the Burns. He didn't have to. I don't know why, but it came off. And the Saints, it looked good. Yes,
it looked good, but it was very risky. Very exciting play by Nicky Winmar. He's shown glimpses of brilliance, and that was magnificent, and resulted in St Kilda's 6th goal. The second goal against the Wind, which is certainly one more than what the Bears did, and the way they're going halfway through the quarter, if they can just hold on and bring the ball by just possession football into the scoring line, they could be in a good position at half-time.
40 plays 17, the Bears trailing still, but with the use of the breeze. Saints coming away again. Winmar the target once more. Knocked away from him, and the chance for the Bears to gain possession. But Cameron there Campbell just a little slow. Maybe on purpose he was slow. And the ball's out for throw-in. Directly into the sun, the ruckman looking. Micken for the Bears. Good hand pass gives Sheldon possession. Sheldon fires a goal like a typical rover. And it bounces out on the opposite side of the sticks.
I think there's lack of talking there, because Sheldon obviously didn't realise he had as much clearance as he did. He could have steadied, run a few more yards, and possibly even scored.
Curry throw in again. Anybody's possession in ruck. It comes off an unintended boot, and the Bears break away again through Campbell. His kick bounces wide of side bottom. Possession there to Phillips. For the Bears, swings it back in. Elphinston in control there. As the ball hits the ground, Elphinston gets it. Generally does. Oops, a high tackle there, and the Saints are running again. Coughlin sends the Saints towards half forward. A bad kick, and it finishes up with Micken, the captain of the Koalas. Captain Koalas.
Off to Waterson. And Micken playing a very heady game, playing around the centre of the ground. And the ball was there most of the time anyway. Brenton Phillips, well, he backed himself as he kicks it to Reynolds in the centre, and then he goes back to Bernie Harris. Oh, Winmar came from nowhere. Whoops, Matthew Campbell looked dreadfully slow. Bernie Harris, the rover, helped him out. Hardy. Oh, great spin out of trouble from Hardy and screwed over his shoulder. Could have been a goal, but missed by about 10 metres, but it's a behind. That's his third.
Number 26 on the ground for the Saints. Kane Taylor. And the Saints in possession out on the wing, and number 35 is Grant. Towards half forward, off the hands of the pack. Players diving in all over the football on the ground, and the umpire finally blows the whistle for a bounce. 16.5 minutes gone. And a double hit fist. The Bears going into attack through McCarthy. Swings it over McConville's head. Tapped away dangerously there, Williams. Saints out of trouble again in numbers in defence. Frawley out there, and a good pass finds Marku out on the vacant wing. Marku to a fellow Greek in Koukamilis. Back to the Golden Greek, Marku. And there's Jeff Cunningham. Cunningham swings it inboard. A little dodge me if you can. Burns up forward. Oh, and just in the nick of time, a mark pulled down by Roberts, the fullback for the Bears.
But he played on down to O'Brien, and they've gained nothing in distance at all. But O'Brien's kick's a good one. Oh, Harris waiting for the crunch in the back. He just stood, copped and propped, or propped and copped. Not a free kick. Opperson's got, looks as though he got an injury, a bit of a shuffle here. Good play, side bottom. Nicken, side bottom. Yeah, the ruckman doing well. Here's Jeff Cunningham, half forward. Not a good kick. A little bit of shepherding going on there. Winmar looks good. He's good. What a goal! What a player. Oh, 3 goals to mark Nicky Winmar. And he's the star of the match. He's a junior version of Trevor Barker. And he looks as though he's a Brisbane Bee. Got a beautiful golden colour about him with socks down. But look at this. And he's curled this one around, but the way he gathered the ball, and look at that one.
Brilliant.
Exciting.
Not a great bounce. Shelton gets possession. The Saints go forward again. The bouncing ball is awkward. Chance for the Saints again. Hand pass goes astray. Oh, that's a free kick. Not paid. Saints still in possession. O'Keefe now for the Bears. Over the head, a clever hand pass. Bears running once more. Kick out wide. Looking for Richardson, but over his head and out of bounds.
St Kilda have certainly lifted their game, and I think the Bears may have thought the wind was going to do their work for them, but their endeavour has dropped right down this quarter.
Is that in the back? No. Ball up. In front of the St Kilda grandstand, that's always a ball up. 19 minutes gone. Jeff Lick takes over.
Oh, there's a wall of players there as McCarthy just went slap bang. Very poor football at this stage. Here's Frank Canal for the Bears, the former Queenslander himself. The kick to Edmund, almost on the half volley. McConville first to his feet. Thank you to Robert Atkinson. Then on to Frank Coughlin. Then down the centre. That looks better to Lowe. He's filled it. Let's Reynoldsson take it away from him too easily, and he threw it away virtually. The other arm was grabbed. Owen for the Saints. Cunningham for the Saints. The Saints having a good quarter. Little Bradley goes back for a kick. Can he Lockett yet to kick a goal? No doubt he will. Lockett, can he get this one? No, up in the sky. Ted Fitch, a long clearing kick out to the wing to Walsh. Cunningham, oh, clever mark. Out-pointed Walsh, Cunningham then. And it's Philip Walsh on the outer wing.
Just waiting to gain possession of the ball. 20.5 minutes gone, second term. The Saints lead 46-18 against the Breeze, and the play will be stopped as the ball's brought back again. 4 goals 2 at quarter time to 1 goal 2. So the Saints have added 3 and the Bears have added 1. Into the centre of the ground this time. High flyers needed. Bears coming down with the football. Brenton Phillips kicks to the lead by Edmund. Good hands, Jim Edmund. He's been paid. Conville stands the mark. Edmund, the most experienced player with both Footscray and the Sydney Swans, about to fire at goal. Couldn't get the distance from this part before, but he has found the distance this time, but not the accuracy. So the Bears now squandering opportunities as they go forward. 2 goals 7 is not good enough and is certainly not winning football.
46-19 and the Saints in a handy lead. 3 goals this quarter against this fairly stiff Breeze, but McCarthy showing a lot more of experience, and his height is marked easily. Into O'Keefe. Again, they've gained absolutely nothing in distance. In fact, they've lost because McCarthy's kick came back into the centre of the ground, and O'Keefe's kick looking for Edmer. Oh, well and truly over his shoulder. Side bottom kept him under the ball, and there will be a throw-in the Bears' forward pocket.
It's obviously the quarter that they have to try and score from, but they haven't been doing it very well at this stage.
Boundary throw in. Down to ground, Richardson. Snap on goal by Richardson, out on the full. Missing comprehensively in the right forward pocket. 26 about to put the ball back into play is Taylor. His kick to Marcoux. Nixon couldn't get there, number 19, and it's off hands for a throw-in. 22.5 minutes gone. 27-point lead to the Saints. McCarthy in ruck, but side bottom's hand there. Scooped by Banfield and a quick kick. McConville. Oh, good mark. Peter McConville, third grab. Now he plays on across the face of goal, and he's allowed to do so. He kicks out wide, the lead given by Elphinston, but it's not a good kick by McConville, and it goes across the line. As they say in the northern states, into touch. 23 minutes gone. Oh, a bit of a backhander there, goes unpenalised. Elphinston again. And the boundary umpire says it was touched off the boot, and he'll throw it in, Jeff.
Gee, I just can't get over the fact of undisciplined football by both teams out there. Everywhere you look, there's 20 players, as there is now. Nixon gets it, makes it very hard to get the ball and clear it. And they're just hunting in packs of 20 all over the field. And both teams, I would believe, are to blame. John, I don't know how you find it, but...
Yeah, certainly the wind creates fumbling and poor kicking, but not as much as what is happening today.
Waterson's kick lands in the arms of the Saints' Coughlin, and he looks for David Grant. He fumbled and lost it. Ken Sheldon got a grubber kick in there, but free going the Bears' way to be taken by young Stephen Williams. It's Mark Williams' younger brother, and aren't they lookalikes? He's from the centre of the ground. Ooh, bit of punch in that kick.
It'll go
through. It's a score, Richard. You're right. I think Frawley would have put a foot on the gas and it looked like a goal, but you could see the point coming up.
26 lead by the Saints, point lead by the Saints. Frawley, the aforementioned man, to Nixon, and the Saints running around that outer wing. Good possession, good football. Gotch, high hand pass inside, has mucked it up. Elphinston tries to get it back, and it goes out. The hospital hand pass.
Yes, they were trying to do the right thing by running possession football, and with 5 or 6 minutes almost into time on, St Kilda have just got to hang on and keep possession of the ball over that defensive flank, and they can still keep their 3 or 4 goal lead at half-time.
They're playing touch ball at the moment. Waterson is the man with the ball, number 17. He kicks to where it comes off. Elphinston's good, but oh, clever repossession by Elphinston. Into the centre. Not a good pick-up by Coughlin, but he gets it further afield. Elphinston in turn. That's Corcomelis. Pushed off his kick, but it comes further afield. Good shepherding. The Saints go into the pocket. And the mark taken by the big fellow in Lockett. Plays on. Goal to St Kilda. St Kilda is giving the Bears a football lesson how to play into the breeze.
That's right. Just keeping possession, keeping the ball low, long handballs, but actually running with the ball. And Tony Lockett kicked his first goal. He received a nice pass, and he had enough confidence on his left foot to break clear, kick low into the breeze, and another very valuable goal.
And the Saints lead by 5 goals too. Just to tick into the extra time period as Waterson, or Richardson rather, puts the Bears into attack. Well, here go the Saints again. Looking good. They know it now. Oh, Frawley hacked his way through the pack. Bears trying to show something. Here's Matthew Campbell. Oh, Brenton Phillips caught. Gets away with it okay. Richardson. Down to McCarthy, who turned his back. Edmund at the back. Elphinston didn't change his mind. Banfield's kick. Goal is a goal. and he's booed for it. Now, it must be very disheartening for the poor old Bears to come to everything they do that looks good and is good. Goes without hardly a murmur, apart from a boo.
You don't expect the St Kilda fans to cheer him, do you? Here it is from a different angle. Banfield getting the ball on his trusty left boot. And right through the centre. So the Bears' third goal, they're 3-8. It's wasteful football. They were 1-2 at quarter time. Down to ground once again. Saints going forward. This time it's Nixon. Chance here for Burns. Bumps off one. Comes back to another. Chases up. Burns. Not quite. Reynolds paddles it over. Out of bounds it goes. And the applause for Greg Burns.
Yes, certainly one of their favourite sons, Greg Burns. The St Kilda supporters love him.
In ruck. Micken. Behind Lowe. Lowe taps it down. Saints have possession again. Towards the big try. Lockett. Off hands. Lockett again. Hand pass was on there. Shot on goal by the Saints. Not successful by Owen. Unfortunately for him, because there was nobody in front of him. 8-5 to 3-8. St Kilda doing it quite easily at home against the Bears. Nearly 3 minutes of time on play.
And the big fellow Mark Roberts to kick the ball back into play. Oh, it's a shocker.
He's over the line.
Yep. Yeah, the umpire going up to a dismayed Mark Roberts. Of course, the thing is now the umpire bounced.
On the point of the square, or actually it's not a square, they are called correctly the kick-off lines.
Now watch this. A chance for the Saints if they're quick enough. Micken had a good position. Tap back by the Saints. Greg Burns bulldozes his way through, crunches a Bear player, and down he goes. It's young Williams, Stephen Williams. Handballs it to a man in better position as he thought from the back there. That's what you get for being in front. Good play. Low. Whoops. Taylor, yep, out to the half-forward flank, and Greg Burns scanning. He's going to have a shot. No, he's not. It's a low one. Oh, gobbled up by young Williams.
Steve Williams, younger brother of number 2, Mark Williams, kicks into the centre of the ground. Fine mark there by Phillips, number 11. Gives it to Mark Williams, the aforementioned. He out to the half-forward flank. The leading Edmund bounces off his back. Sheldon, roly-poly. Chance now for Cunningham, gains possession and outspeeds his opponent, kicks it over the line on the full free kick for the Bears. .29.5 minutes gone. Maybe the last chance for the Bears to score. Cunningham, Sidebottom should have taken that mark. No excuse for that. Sheldon breaks away, but the umpire's whistle had already gone. And there's the siren for half-time. So let's give you the scores and goal kickers. At half-time, St Kilda 8 goals, 5-53, leading Brisbane 3-8-26. And the goal kickers for the Saints, Winmar has 3, and 1 each to Burns, Lockett, Gotch, Lowe, and Grant. Breeze. And back here at Moorabbin, they're about to get underway again, with the Saints enjoying a 27-point lead at the break. They led by 19 points at quarter time. They extended that to 27 points, kicking 4-2 against the Breeze to 2-6 by the Brisbane Bears. Third quarter in motion now, and to give you the first 90 seconds or so, here's Jeff Lee.
And the Saints kicking with the Breeze in this third term. Well, it seems though it's not quite as strong as it was in the earlier two quarters.
Brett Hardy playing a loose man in defence.
That's interesting. They certainly use him, don't they? Maybe they're trying to run him into a bit of condition, match condition that is, and he is a bit short of top condition. Bears into attack. To attack laterally, right across the ground. Nothing great there. Number 36 with his back to the field is Mark Williams' younger brother, Stephen. And the throw-in, Hine. Number 15, the Bears, big gangling fellow, beat side bottom of the Saints then. Or a strong tackle put on by Alex Marcoux then. Burns a rugged player. Here's Coughlin for the Saints. Sheldon gets a push in the back and over the shoulder and picks up the free on the centre wing.
Ken Sheldon about to send the Saints forward, but no leads offering. Sees one a long way down the ground and kicks towards the lead to honour the lead. Lockett flies from behind, bursts the pack wide open, and the mark taken by Lowe, and it's a 15-metre penalty, and is it a notebook job? No, he's left the pencil in his sock. Shoot for goal, say the supporters. And Lowe lining up, hunched over the ball. He'll kick from 50 metres out. This is the scoring pocket he's shooting from. It's hooking back. It's a goal! Another one to the Saints. Second goal kicked by Lowe, and the Saints are 33 points in front.
Yes, certainly a great start to the quarter, and obviously the Bears are very worried leaving Hardy back there, and it once again proved that to shoot for goal with the protection of the grandstand with the wind behind you, it's easily the best area to attack from.
The Saints with a goal in the opening minutes of this third term. Terrific stuff for them. And this could be their first win for the season. And what a thriller it will be. Here's Mark Williams for the Bears. Looking for a lead, passed up the field. Fitch comes into Shepherd. Look, lets O'Keefe through. It's a shocking kick, but Richardson grabs it. Red hot, gives it to Fitch. Handball straight in the arms of the Saints side bottom. Panic stuff. Here's Elphingston. Down the centre. A long handball across there to Jeff Cunningham. It's a 60-metre kick. Can he make the distance? Tony Lockett. Had it, lost it. It's bounced off the fingers. It's a behind.
Yes, I think if he had shepherded off that time, the ball would have gone through for a goal, which is bad luck for St Kilda.
60 plays 26, the Saints in front, and the Bears coming out of defence. That's a good capture, and forced a ragged hand pass. Chance now for Burns to gain possession again. Cunningham picked up by Hardy. Hardy shoots it forward, off hands from Coughlin. Chance for the Saints again. A little pressure there, gives it to McConville. Dodges out of trouble. Oh, beautifully out of trouble, Peter McConville. Towards half forward with nobody home as Big Hine pulls in the pigskin. Across to Harris with a very scrappy hand pass. Short pass to Hardy, intercepted by the Saints. They're a big chance again. Dodge gives it further afield. Little trouble there. Marcoux drops it like a hot brick. Chance for the big fellow Hine paddling. Well played Hine. Gives it to Mark Williams. Williams further afield. Chance here for Banfield. Can he pick it up? No, it's not Banfield. Inside it goes to Williamson. Shot on goal coming up by hit the post. Richardson hit the post. Wrong side of the post. It's a poor kick. Yeah, the Bears really panicking. They're not disposing of the ball at all well, and the Saints getting bigger by the minute. The kick out from goal from McConville to his former ex-Carlton teammate Alex Marcoux, having a good match. Burns from the back. Oh, he couldn't outmark his taller teammate side bottom, and away they go. Here's Nixon. Down the underside of the ground at Grant. That's Lockett. That's Grant. It was right the first time on the half-forward flank. Kicking with the Breeze. It's a spoon kick, but it might go all right. No.
cut off here was Walsh, and he went down like a bag of fairy flush then. Philip Walsh looks very light, thrown aside, and to be balled up St Kilda's half-forward line, and they're leading 60-27.
There's the time, nearly 5 minutes gone. Third term. Lockhart underneath the ball, taps down. Chance there for Saints to go forward once again. Strong mark in defence for the Bears by Stephen Reynolds. Across the face of goal, given the lead out wide. Harris quickly finds teammate further afield. Roberts kick not too good. Elphinston again. Inboard to Cunningham. Cunningham in turn to Winmar. Winmar short into the pocket, and Lockett, number 14, takes the mark. Goes on inside to Marcoux. Shot on goal by Marcoux. Goal for St Kilda. The Saints have opened up the biggest margin in the game. Alex Marcoux looks mightily pleased with his effort, and so he should be, but his was the culmination, the final shot from a great passage of team football by the Saints.
Yes, they're well on top at the moment. It's hard to see the Bears have panicked. They're making many mistakes. I believe playing Hardy back there is probably a mistake at this stage. They should have tried to do what St Kilda did last quarter, just get hold of the ball first, play possession and just run the ball.
Here go the Saints. Sideone's mighty punch was meant for Bradley Gotch, but he's outnumbered, and the Bears need to do something quickly. Brenton Phillips, move looked good. Bernie Harris. Back to Matthew Campbell. Up to Ted Fitch. He looks slow and he's running out of area. He's right on the boundary line and Burns right with him. He's still trying though. It's Fitch.
Looks more like Fudge than Fitch. Bounced down. Just inside 50-metre line. Saints in the way again through Cotton. Sprints across that half-back line. Possession to Gotch. No, it's McLean bowling. Stephen Williams. Richardson kicks it high. Off hands. Shot on goal by McCarthy. No. Banfield pops it up into the pocket. Richardson there. Saints. McConville holding the ball. No, says the umpire, it was held to him. Good tackle, Alex Marcoux. 7.5 minutes into the third quarter. It's 66-27. The Saints are in front of the Bears.
And the ball to be bounced in the forward pocket virtually for the Bears. Side bottom and McCarthy. McCarthy wins. Good scouting by Greg Burns. Gets a bit of a push on. Richardson running with the fight of the ball. Here's Bradley Gotch. Great balance. Strong tackle by Richardson from the behind, but it's over his shoulder. Free kick to Gotch. And the Saints are off the hook here. The little bloke
on behind the play. Sheldon boxing up with Banfield, but play goes on, Jeff.
Cunningham with a one-hander over Walsh. Good scouting by Frank Cotton. A lowy punt. Mark there to Branch. Saints looking $1 million, chock full of confidence. The kick is good. Buries it right there in the heart of Owen. And the Saints have kicked 2 goals in the opening minutes of this third quarter. They lead by 39 points at the moment. Here's Owen, taking all the time in the world. St Kilda using the breeze well in this third term. 45 metres, that's a good kick. A real confidence builder. That's his first goal, and my word, he's played quite well on that half-forward line. And so too is David Grant, number 35, one of the highlights in the St Kilda lineup. Here's Coughlin's kick from a different angle this time. Grant, strong grab. Movements going at the station. Owen, well and truly in front. Bit of teamwork you can see in St Kilda's make-up at the moment, and it's showing on the scoreboard. 72-27.
9.25 minutes. Third term. Side bottom hand to the ball, but Sheldon spilled it. Bears going forward again. Fidge not in possession. It's that man, Elphinston. Feeds Marcoux. Marcoux in turn to Nixon. Saints still on the defensive side of centre. Go forward this time. Half forward. Gotch bumped aside. Mark Williams, possession to Campbell. Campbell runs for the Bears through the centre, kicks to half forward, looking for Edmund. Vacant possession, Elphinston. McConville now for the Saints. A high floating kick. Over the top was low. Oh, how's your head? Is it still attached? They play on. The umpire's over. Beautiful roll and spin by the umpire. Handball. Handball. Finally, Phillips for the Bears. Up towards full forward. Edmund lets it bounce. Turns one way, fakes the other, comes back, left boot, up towards the kick-off lines. All St Kilda on his chest mark. Who?
And off to Burns. Well, Marquou's played well. Burns has played well, but didn't come on till halfway through the first term. Sheldon, nowhere to go. Bit of pressure put on in there by Peter Banfield. And the ball to be thrown in on the inside wing. The Saints with the breeze in this quarter have kicked 3 goals. The Bears have only managed one behind, and quick as a wink in negative play, the ball out of play again. And the ruckman, the Bears nick him, and the Saints side bottom. Side bottom almost gave it to the Bears. Richardson. Here's Conklin. Short handball. O'Keefe to Fidge. McConville.
Peter McConville, ex-Carlton player, goes the flank again and finds Burns. Burns long kick this time. The fly behind by Gotch to punch the ball down. That exciting man Winmar has it again. Pushed off his kick. Kicks long, however. Almost a chance. Grant the opportunity. He's brought to ground. Lockett is there, number 14. Can't win the ball. Cunningham pushed. Chance for the Saints once again. Little reckless tackling behind the play. Finishes up with Roberts for the Bears. Possession to Phillips. Dodges out of the tackle. Not a good hand pass. But the Bears will get back into attack once again, only to be turned away by Burns. Burns. Hold on, says the umpire. You've given away the free kick. It's going the other way. Undisciplined play there by Burns. Got the mark, pushed his opponent in the head, and his opponent will get the free kick. 12 minutes gone, third term, and that is a 2-kick penalty at least. Mark Roberts, the former full-back, now at centre-half forward. Bad kick, ball holding up in the breeze. McCarthy now at full forward, punches the ball away from the Saints across the line. The throw-in. 72. Plays 27. The Saints at home and in front.
And side bottom, and McCarthy this time. Oh, clever play, side bottom. Coming down, and Mark Williams tries to batter his way through. Good play, Coghlan. Neat handball, and takes it again from Elphinston. And pounds the ball into turf. He's running towards the centre of the ground. A great individual effort to centre half forward. Not this time. Matthew Campbell couldn't handle it too well. Tearing out of the fence is Waterson. Across to Brenton Phillips, and the Bears moving the ball well on this occasion, but they've certainly held up play as Phillips goes back. Here's Waterson. Fidge is the target, I believe. Long arm to side bottom for the Saints. Can't get it in. Young Williams. Marquou. Man in front is Donnell. Clever play, Donnell. He's got to beat 3 or 4 of them here. And he ran into trouble. He ran into Marquou. And the Saints are tackling fiercely. Even their small players, like Marquou.
Ball hits the turf, off the hands of Hine. Long hand pass. Possession to Grant. Grant for St Kilda. Sends the ball forward once again. Where are the big flyers? Lockett bursts the pack open. Tackle. Too high. Free kick. Steve Williams. Across the face of goal. Good kick to Richardson. Richardson's kick also accurate and gathered in for the Bears by Walsh. Walsh further forward. Chance for Nixon for the Saints. Hand pass not too good, but picked up cleverly. Almost thrown. In fact, was thrown. And that one was picked up by the umpire, Mark Williams, to take the free kick. Quickly goes on with play and finds Fidge, who is put down after he'd marked without penalty.
Yeah.
Yes, even Greg Burns apologised for that because he didn't want to get 15 metres.
That's called in mitigation.
A very valuable shot at goal because in a lacklustre game, the Bears are playing one short, in my opinion, by the use of Brad Hardy, and Fitch hasn't helped the matter by kicking just a lacklustre kick into the pocket. Marked very easily by Frawley.
Now Danny Frawley's doing well. Very active, plays in front. The kick wasn't good. Trying to find Cunningham. Convor's been a useful player. A lot of experience, it shows out. Elphinstone, it's his 23rd possession for the game. He's a top possession gatherer. And put it out of harm's way right on the outer wing. 72 points in Kilda. Brisbane have not scored a goal in this quarter, one behind only. They're 27. Nice little tap by Saipon. Wasn't rode very well. Coghlan almost took it off the boot. There's a good dash here by Campbell. Campbell and Nicky Winmar, and here's Brad Hardy. He balloons out towards Edmund. He's in front, however. Oh, and a strong grab. Took it right out of Edmund's grasp. That was Frawley who took it. A beauty.
15-metre penalty. Behind the play, Mr. Sheldon and his opponent Banfield having a little set to again. They are definitely not friends. Ball to play on. Oh, good mark low. Right him, Cowboy. Marku back inside. Chance there for Burns. Spins out of one tackle. Gives Marku more possession. Kicks towards the full forward area. Lockett! Tony Lockett to shoot for goal for the Saints. Coming up to the 17-minute mark. He could put this game just about out of reach. Lockett, one goal. Two now. And the Saints are roaring their approval as Darryl Baldock looks on thinking this is pretty good. St Kilda 12-6, 78. Brisbane 3-9-27. There's the fumble by Burns, but he recovers nicely. Little spin, Marku, and then seeing Lockett, the big fellow, positions himself nicely, fights off the tackle, takes them up. The rest is history.
4 goals won to the Saints in this third quarter. The Bears one behind. The Saints getting stronger by the minute. Hardy's idea was good, but he couldn't find young Steve Williams. The rebound kick by Bradley Gotch. What a great goal. First-class raving by the smallest player on the field, and boy, is he happy. The second goal, the first one was, I think, a little better than that, but that was the mark of a champion, a little champion.
Yes, at the 18-minute mark of the third quarter, the Saints have really taken over the game. The Bears have been pathetic this quarter.
Great delight amongst the St Kilda supporters as Gotch puts St Kilda's 13th goal on the board. Bounce in the centre once again. This time it's the Bears who get the tap but lose possession. Comes back to O'Keefe. O'Keefe sends the Bears to the half-forward line where Mark Williams leads in the race to the ball. He's strongly challenged by Corcomelis and the ball goes off hands and out of bounds. Noticeable that there were 3 St Kilda tacklers to the 1 Bears man going to the ball. Thrown in again. Side bottom in front. Off hands, over the back. Chance for Hardy. Can't gain possession. Spins out of trouble. Gives possession to Harris. Harris further afield to Fidge. Shot for goal coming up by Fidge. And he's put it through. First goal to John Fidge. And the Bears desperately needed that goal. Their 4th. Having trouble controlling the football, lost possession, went back in and got it, and then set up the hand pass to Harris, then to Fidge, and the easy goal to follow after Fidge tidied up.
Yes, Hardy's been put back into the forward line to try and bolster their attack.
Well, a negative ruck play. Side bottom had the run. Frank Cochran having a wonderful third quarter. running the ball well. Gotch again. No, not this time. Winmar has kicked 3 goals. Can Lockett get this one? No, knocked out of the grasp of O'Brien. Whoops. Owen looking over his shoulder. A clean knock backwards. Here's a chance. Campbell. Donnell. Good weaving run by Frank Donnell. He's covered a good 40 metres. The handball back to Campbell. They're coming up towards the centre. A wasteful kick. Whoops. Bit of a high tackle there, I thought, on Taylor for the Saints. But the umpires awarded, or decided he'll ball it up. And the ruckman a bit slow catching up the play because it was so quick in that moment. As Hine tries to beat side bottom. The Bears Richardson. Throws it out and tackle. Holding the man. Nixon all at sea over that one.
He bounced it. He threw the ball out in front of him.
He threw it out in front of him, but did he grab him before he threw it out?
Does he have to? That question will be answered next week. Corkamilis. The Saints go forward again. Nixon in the shadows of the grandstand. Elphinston, the man who's everywhere. Kicks to half forward. Bears in front. Ball on the ground. A chance for the Bears. Hine, tallest man on the ground. Long legs. Left foot. And breaking it up. McCarthy. Port. Still Port. Holding the ball. Play on. Corkamilis. Burns for St Kilda. All dressed up and nowhere to go. Gets out of trouble. Back to Elphinston. 39th possession. Kicks to the centre half forward position. Down the ground once again. It's all Bears with Richardson in control, Jeff.
And the Saints lead by 8.5 goals. The Bears have really got to pull the plug. Brenton Phillips takes the free kick. About 60 metres out. Decides to give the handball to a running player in Richardson. He's running to the 40-metre mark and sets it up well. And he's goaled. And it's quite unbelievable as you get a negative reaction when the Bears do anything, because all the Saints fans do is boo, and there are not too many Bears supporters here. They're inaudible. Here's a set-up at this stage. Phillips was about 60 metres out. Richardson takes the extra 10 metres and he kicks from about 40 out, but it was a well-balanced shot there by the Bears Richardson. Their second goal for the third quarter.
I'm sure all the Bears supporters will remember this negative reaction on the 12th of July when they meet at Carrara, where it'll be all Bears supporters. Ball hits the turf once again. Well picked up and played by Williams, but a great tackle. Superb tackle. Bears breaking clear once more. Walsh gives possession to Harris. Harris in turn inside. Donnell decides to beat the panic. Phillips shot on goal. Another goal for the Bears. Second goal by Phillips, and the Bears are starting to give just a little bit of cheek. They're not out of it yet.
Yes, and Kilda have got a bit lazy in the last 5 minutes, and they've allowed the Bears too easy possession of the ball. They haven't chased. The last 2 or 3 times they've run into the forward line, there's been a lot of open spaces. The St Kilda players have allowed there for them. I think they've got a bit cocky and a bit just a bit lazy, and I think they've got the game won already. If they're not careful, at the 23-minute mark of the third quarter, they'll allow the Bears back into it.
3 kick goals by the Bears in Fidge. Richardson. Brenton Phillips. And the bounce to the centre again. The game doesn't seem to be quite so crowded as it was, particularly in that disastrous second quarter. The Saints now trying to do something, but the Bears seem to put more a bit pressure. There's more players standing shoulder to shoulder. The kick, or Frawley and McConville have a little ruffle here, but McConville's allowed to take it. Quickly out to Corkamilis. Good positioning there by Walsh. He had the inside running on the Saints Cunningham and has taken that mark just on the boundary line on that outer wing.
And a penalty to follow. Don't forget that in the first round, St Kilda led the Geelong Cats by 41 points in the third quarter and got beaten by a point. So they can fall in a hole. Chance now for Richardson. Can he gather? Hand pass when one wasn't needed and the ball's gone out. It'll be thrown in. And it looked for all monies there as if the Bears were going to get another one. They still could. But it'll be a little more difficult. McCarthy taps it over the back. Snapshot by Phillips. Bounces through from behind. 25 minutes gone. We'll be playing time on very shortly. And the ball comes back into play. Fine ride by Burns. Quickly on. Lockett. Steve Williams. Oh, do you think he ran into trouble? Man coming off the interchange bench. Back to Williams. He's caught. Play on. Low. Gives possession to Shelton. He'll pick it up and shoot at goal. He does. On the ground. Chance for Winmar. Possession to the open spaces. Back to Winmar if he wanted to. Swing round shot at goal. Owen pops it through. Second goal. And that one gives the Saints just a little more breathing space. 90 plays 46, and here again is again Winmar out into open space. Nicely handled by Owen. Swing round shot, held the football in the right direction, applied the boot straight through the middle.
Yes, time on, just starting a very valuable goal, and St Kilda's got to try and get another 2 or 3 goals in the next 5 minutes to finish this quarter off.
Well, John, the Saints have kicked 6 goals for the third quarter, to the Bears 3. On the fingertips, it's Greg Burns. Down to the forward pocket. Oops. Owen not this time. It was a good goal he kicked a moment ago, and the ball rolls out of play in the Saints forward pocket. Tony Lockett hasn't been quite as active. He booted 5 last week. But the Bears, Mark Roberts has played him fairly closely. Roberts is quite a solid boy as well. Low, the Saints. Hine gets it. Warbled it. Owen. Oh, his head down. Yep. Tried to charge through the barrier of 4 Bears. He's 4 Bears. 4 Bears.
He almost joined them. In the happy hunting grounds. Nice tap down. Good possession. Williams, there's his brother tidying up. He put his head down and the ball went out for throw-in. Whoops. Gently, gentlemen. This is no time to get excited, says the umpire.
Big brother looking after his little brother. It's the Williams brothers there, Mark and Stephen. Stephen the younger, of course.
Both sons of that great South Australian footballer, Foss Williams. Low over the back, gets the tap down for St Kilda. Ball hits the ground. Chance here for Winmar. What's he done with that? Put it out on the full 30 metres around on the far side.
He tried a banana kick.
It went the wrong way. The banana was pointed in the wrong direction. It didn't go right, it went left.
He's got to go over to South Australia to learn how to do it.
There's the ball once again. Mark Koo. Possession. Mark, no, dropped. This time low. Third goal. And the Saints supporters starting to bring down the grandstand as the Saints establish a 50-point lead 28 minutes into the third term. Here it is again. Mark Koo getting clear. Almost a mark there to Owen, but the crumbs nicely gathered. Finally to Low. Bang. Thanks for coming. Of extra time played, third quarter. The Saints by 50 points. Jeff Lee.
And it's been their best quarter yet. 7 goals in this third term. The Bears have kicked 3. This is Mark Williams for the Bears. Down to McCarthy. McConville taps it back. Edmonds picks up the loose ball. Has a quick shot. A lot of spin on that one. Rolled right across the face of the goal. Landed in the goal square, in fact, and dribbles out in the inside pocket.
Sounds like snooker.
St Kilda by 50 points. Side bottom. Very useful ruckman.
Oh, Mr. Harris, that's... No, it was Phillips. Play on now. The free kick went to the Saints. Go, Jeff.
And the Saints don't mess about. Cleared right down. It's Whitty. Grabbed there by Campbell. That's a lovely pass to Bernie Harris. The little fella plays on. Threads his way through that pack from 40 metres out. He's gold. Little Bernie Harris. His second goal. The Bears fourth in this third term. And the Saints are leading by 44 points.
Yes, once again, a very easy goal by Bernie Harris. St Kilda sort of seem to run hot and cold. They do very well. They relax and let the opposition kick those goals, which sometimes, most times, in the last couple of years have cost them the games.
So Brisbane staying within touch, 52 to 96.
30 minutes gone.
Down the ground again. Good smother. Gives Burns possession this time. Whitty gives the ball further afield. The Saints going forward again. Winmar, no, not quite. And the Bears backing up. Reynoldson to Hine to Williams. Phillips further afield, looking for McCarthy. Frawley wearing him pretty tightly. On the ground, Harris. Siren! Times, Kilda 15-6-96 to Brisbane 7-10-52. 7 goals won by the Saints in that term to 4 goals 2 by the Bears. The best quarter of football as far as scoring and positive play is concerned. And the goal kickers at three-quarter time for the Saints, 3 each to Winmar and Lowe, 2 each to Lockett and Owen, and 1 each to Marcoux, Burns and Grant. Did I give you Gotch as having 2 goals? Gotch and Owen 2. And for the Bears, 2 to Phillips, 2 to Harris, and 1 each to Richardson, Banfield and Fidge. At three-quarter time, St Kilda 15-6-96. The Brisbane Bears 7-10-52. to the Saints. Start of the last quarter. Can the Saints hold on? The Bears have the breeze in the last quarter. There's the bounce to set them into motion. Hind for the Bears gets first possession. Ball hits the ground. McCarthy swung by Mark Williams. Forward again. Edmund leading in the race to the ball, but the bounce beats him. Saints with some good football. Elphinston. Cunningham now. Brought down. Free kick. Goes out wide to Mark Hu, who's had a bundle of kicks today, wide in defence or roving. Kicks up into the forward pocket. Good mark. Owen on to Winmar, who fumbles it. Owen tidies up. Shot at goal by Owen. What about that one? A goal! His third. That's tidying up your own business and kicking a beautiful goal right on the boundary line. What a goal!
Here it is again. There's a nice old blue on behind the play. While all that's happening, about 10 players involved in a real dust-up behind the play. The book's out. Pencil's still in place as well. It looks as though the umpires have sorted that one out. And the umpire is taking the football right back close to the centre, where he should be anyway, after not taking his eyes off those players who were in that little mini Donnybrook. The Saints with a goal on the opening minute. They're back to a 50-point lead. This is the final term. Side bottom thumps it. Crossed at Cunningham. Ran underneath it. Walsh gets the kick. Straight up and down. Easy one there for Burns, of course. How could I miss him? Marku goes back to Taylor this time. Oh, and he spins out of trouble and he runs back into trouble. Throw in.
Saints 102, Brisbane 52. The Saints at home and leading by 50 points. Side bottom, Winmar eventually to Cunningham. Cunningham a short one to Gotch. Back towards Mark Williams. All the Saints now as Bradley Gotch spins out of the pack. Short hand pass to Winmar. Oh, clever stuff that. Ken Sheldon can't gain possession. Winmar follows up with a good tackle. And finally it's out. Legs and arms everywhere near the boundary line. And 3 minutes gone as the ball's thrown in again. Low in ruck for St Kilda. In front of Hine, tries to do his own kicking straight out of the pack. Campbell, possession for the Bears, runs right through the kick-off lines, goes with his left boot, looks for teammates further afield in O'Keefe. O'Keefe battling away there with Nixon. Good struggle by both. Nixon goes cannoning into the fence and brings St Kilda trainers scurrying to his assistance.
Mark Mickham is missing from the Bears lineup. He was playing very well. He's been off the field for a long time now. The Saints whipping to attack quickly. Up to lane number 23. Can't take it. Handball backward by Williams. Young Steve Williams. Bradley Gotch is caught. Did it well to get out of trouble. Lockett. Number 2, Tony. Number 3 for Tony Lockett. And that was his best. Running away from goal, off balance with his non-preferred kicking foot. And the Saints lead by 56 points. Their biggest margin was 57, and that was in the third term.
Yes, certainly the Bears are looking very flat. I can't see them getting back into the game. They've, with Nicken off the field, they haven't got enough match winners playing well to give them a spark. And the Saints at home with a sniff of that first win, they're not going to let this one go.
There's the bounce down again. It comes rather awkwardly to Walsh. He is run over the top of, but finally comes back to the big man Hine. He kicks out wide to Reynoldson. Finally bring it to hand. That's a good scoop. Gets it away from him close to the boundary line and runs it over. And in desperation and frustration, spikes the ball into the ground outside the line. tall man for the Bears. First hand of the ball came down to Williams. Kick smothered by Sheldon. Saints a chance again. Reynolds and hand pass in the direction of Mark Williams. He in turn to Campbell. Campbell further afield to Hardy. Hardy sends possession forward towards half forward now. Chance for Fidge. He overruns the ball. Elphinston to tidy up for the Saints and give McCon ball possession out on that half-back flank.
26 possessions for Elphinston in this match. Good effort. Here's David Grant. Nice little tap, clever tap, was pulled off balance into the ground. And Steve Williams, 36. Brother of Mark Williams. Pointed a little by Nixon for St Kilda on the throw-in on the outer. High. Didn't give the Rovers much of a chance. Mark Williams. Bears are desperate for goals. They just can't reproduce the form which won the match. Oh, much.
Joined the training staff involuntarily.
Oh, dear. Could have been worse.
I think one of the trainers is hurt more than the player.
Who's going to look after the trainers?
Who trains the trainer while the trainer's training such a... Mark Williams swings the ball on his left boot back towards the kick-off lines. Struggle for possession in the goal square. Is that a push in the back? Edmund is there, number 20. The umpire is there. Tangle of arms and legs. It looks like a petrified octopus. The umpire just standing there waiting as they sort themselves out eventually. Arms, legs, bodies, heads. And St Kilda leading by 56 points after nearly 7 minutes in this last term. A lot of players around the ball. Side bottom sends to Marcoux, but Marcoux elects to allow it to go through for a rush behind. 108 to 53. The Saints leading, but kicking against the breeze in this last term. And McConville to put the ball back into play, Jeff.
Goes for a shorter one this time. Doesn't cover the 50-metre line. It's marked there by Nixon. Whips it out the back door to Elphinstone, his 27th possession. Here's Grant. Good pass to the centre half forward. Oh, Sheldon couldn't get there, but the Bears Reynolds does to the half forward line. O'Keefe for the Bears can't take it. He's Frank Donnell. Maybe he can do something for it. He's an active player. Goes across goal. Edmund. What a mark there to McConville. Had it, lost it. Richardson showing a lot of balance and determination. Gets it back to Walsh. Walsh from 40 metres out. That's a lovely kick. Helped out with some strong play by Mike Richardson. Walsh's first goal.
Yes, a desperate one by Philip Walsh, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get the Bears back into this game. St Kilda are probably more desperate. They've got more confidence, and a lot of the Bears players have got their socks down, their heads down, and they just seem to lack that confidence they've had in the last couple of weeks.
Yes, they've certainly got the job ahead of them now. Side bottom and Hine clashing ruck. It comes to Corcomelis for St Kilda. He drives the Saints forward. The ball bounces awkwardly for Gotch. Chance for Owen. Can he find a hand pass? No, he swings back onto his left boot. He shoots it up towards full forward. Gotch is there. Mark! Smallest man on the ground, and a great gutsy effort to mark under a lot of pressure.
Yes, the two Bears backman didn't do it very well at all. Bradley Gotch stood his ground. There was a nice little chip pass to him by Owen, and he stood his ground and has got a great chance of kicking another valuable goal.
He has two already. He's at point-blank range, no more than 20 metres out and directly in front.
Rovers shouldn't miss these goals.
Oh, the Saints fans had started to cheer before he dropped it under his boot. Third goal to Bradley Gotch, and the 18th goal to St Kilda. The Saints are having a teddy bears picnic.
Well, that's what their banner said, didn't it, Dick? Can you remember what it said?
If you go down to Moorabbin today, you better go in disguise. If you go down to Moorabbin today, be ready for a big surprise. For every Saint that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the Saints enjoy a teddy bears picnic.
and that's what they're doing out there. And they're building confidence by the minute. And after a scrappy second quarter when they really took over the game to lead by 27 points at half-time, they went to 44 points at three-quarter time. They had a 57-point lead midway in that third term. And they're now sticking it right into them as 114 to 59. And the Bears have the ball in their full forward line. McConville fends off a couple of his opponents there. Here's Frank Donnell. Played well, and Frank waits to get on balance and left foots it right open to the goal square. Fitch. He must have known he couldn't get there, but it doesn't matter. It's hit the post.
Massive lead to St Kilda. And the game definitely slipping away from the Bears. McConville taking plenty of time to retrieve the football before he puts it back into play, and it'll be around about the 11-minute mark when the ball swings back into play again. McConville favours the outer side, given the lead out there by Sidebottom, but Hine outpoints him by positioning himself better. Back from whence it came. McConville again, they're playing kick the kick. This time he elects the grandstand side. Chain of hand passes. Kilda, good football. Ducks one. Not a good kick, and McCarthy is there to save for the Bears. Quickly finds possession further in field. The Bears going forward again, but the Saints there to knock it away. Mark Williams dispossessed. The Saints all over the ground. Sidebottom now. Well tackled, well caught. Swinging the ball forward again. Tackled Hardy head on. Fumbly football, a lot of pressure there. Finally the Bears, McCarthy put his man under a lot of pressure, and that is held to him. Player down in the hands of the trainers, and half forward for the Bears.
I think it's Mark Williams. No, it's not, it's Fitch. He's up again, but not too well. The Bears crowding it up now. 54 points behind. McCarthy tries to stub his toe through it. There's Philip Walsh. The kick to Fitch, who's recovered remarkably well. Well done, Ted. He's marked the football within the 50-metre mark, or line rather, or semicircle. He'll ignore the lead, of course, because he and all his teammates believe he can certainly kick 40 metres. And everyone knows they need it because they're trailing by 54 points about halfway through this final term. Ted Fitch, beautiful torpedo shot for goal, and capped off in glory because it is a goal. Second for Ted Fitch. I'm sorry, John Fitch. His brother's Ted.
Yes. Didn't create a great ripple amongst the St Kilda supporters. I'm sure they believe this game is won. The Bears have got McCarthy at centre half back, Fitch, Reynoldsson playing in the forward line. I think they're going to need a lot more than that because St Kilda's confidence is up though, running the ball out of the back line. They're just running a lot better than what the Bears are at the moment.
In ruck again, the ball hits the turf. Chance for Sheldon, can't get the hand pass away. The ball eventually comes away, taken by O'Keefe for the Bears. His kick out to the open spaces. And the first player there is Fidge again. His hand pass back to O'Keefe. O'Keefe towards the forward lines. Harris up high before acceptance is interfered, and the free kick goes to St Kilda. They're asked to play on. Marcoux, hand pass over the shoulder to McConville. McConville, a screwy old kick out towards the safety of the boundary where it trundles across.
Well, actually, it was a good kick, Dick. He looked up the field and saw three Bears there, so he thought, well, the best thing is to go safety to the boundary line. An educated, experienced kick.
When there are Bears, keep it out of the woods. The Bears are back in play once again. Walsh towards half forward. Good lead by Edmund, but there's Fidge. Held onto, but he can't gain possession. And the umpire decides on a bounce. Good defensive play there. St Kilda. And that player number 21 is Whitty.
All the steam has gone out of the game now. That was gotten rid of in the second and the third term, and I think the Bears must realise they have no chance of winning this game. Here go the Saints again. Mark Hewitt and McConville for the umpteenth time combined with handball and shepherding. Jeff Cunningham trying to outpoint the Bears Watch then. Look, one-on-one duel all day, and the ball to be thrown in. Still in the Bears forward line, and the sun affecting the ruckman as they run in to try and tap the ball. Side bottom, nicely out the back. Oh, bad bounce, foiled Elphinstone. Handball's not too good either. Hardy makes good of it. 40 metres out, a long kick. Not quite straight enough, Brad Hardy. He's just put through his fourth behind. Not a great performance from Hardy. 3-1 would, of course, have been much better.
A lot of Bears players down today. Jim Edmund at full forward, done very little. Several other players haven't been able to get into the game.
Nixon accepts the pass on fullback McConville. Nixon kicks towards Lowe, who flies in the pack and pulls down the big mark. Lowe, who's kicked 3 goals for his club today, towards centre half forward. Not as much breeze. Hardy there to mark on his chest and try and set the Bears into some motion again. It's called to play on. Kicks toward half forward. Edmund bursts the pack wide open from behind. Phillips the chance. Hand pass to Richardson going past. Richardson in turn to Harris. Harris to shoot on goal. No hand pass. It's easy goal there. The easiest of easy goals for Stephen Reynolds, and his first.
He hasn't been as conspicuous play today, John.
A lot of their players, McCarthy, their key position players, Edmund, McCarthy, Reynoldson, Roberts until he's been shifted and went off. All their key position players basically have been out of the game all day. Actually, it's been, I'm sure, a very dismal day for the Bears. They've come down, they were welcomed at the luncheon by Travis Pays, and to have a very strong wind which seemed to affect the game all day, and then St Kilda get their act together in the second quarter.
It's been a level quarter so far, 3 goals to each team, and they're jamming up the player as they did in the second term. It was a very ugly contest as it was then. Bears into attack. Edmonds seems to have really lost confidence and starting to play from behind, or being forced to play from behind, I don't know. Here's Bernie Harris, who's been a little terrier today, trying for another goal. Not on, it's one behind.
114 plays 74. St Kilda well in command at the 18-minute mark of the final term. And the lead in pass. Frawley. Frawley goes up that outer wing. Hine tries to get second purchase. Good tap there by Burns, trying to give his teammate possession. The ball's still in play. Mark Williams for the Bears, and intercepted by Nixon for St Kilda. Looks an untidy player. Jersey out. Socks down. Ball's across the line to be thrown in. No. Went over on the full, so Mark Williams has the free. And he finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe's attacking hand pass finds Hardy. Hardy to Richardson, running on goal. Shot has gone offline again for yet another behind to the Bears. 19 minutes gone, and there's the score. 114 to 75. The Saints in front as Jeff Leake picks it up.
McConville roosts the ball out, lands in the arms of the opposition, and O'Keefe. Good change there for the Saints, and O'Keefe belts it in towards the goal square. Beautifully timed mark from McConville. Will be close to being the Saints' best. He's combined brilliantly. Just come on in, Coughlin. It's Frank Coughlin, and kicks the ball back into the centre. Maybe he shouldn't have gone there. Food got his fingers into Cunningham's. Down the side bottom, and he balled it out and lost it. The Bears Phillips kicks it to an opposition. Grabbed there by Coughlin, and is relishing the minutes he's just been on the field. And now he's, well, I've been umpiring. He He blew the whistle, so he can't free kick Cochrane because the umpire was standing behind him when he blew it. Confused the player, so he does the best thing and balls it up.
Well spoken. Williams, anyone who wants the football. Big Lockett comes in and grabs possession. To the half-back line where the Bears are in charge there through McCarthy. He's got a fit of the fumbles. Oh, and he ran right over the top of him for a push in the back and a free kick to number 9 for the Bears, McCarthy. Ball to play on. He seeks the centre of the ground. Sheldon is there. Ball hits down. A chance for Banfield. Oh, for the second time today, Banfield has had his head almost taken off. Our old clothesline tackle. The ball goes forward once again. Marcoux in front for the Saints. Struggling against a heavier man. But not much in Harris. Walsh puts it out in front of the leading Edmund, and Edmund takes the mark. It's 35 metres out, directly in front, and can put the Bears' 11th goal on the board. Trails 75 to 114. He fires on goal, and he's missed. Behind only to Jim Edmund. His third such error. Conville plays on quickly and puts the ball into play to the outer flank. Finds Frawley, who marks strongly, Jeff Lee.
Great player, the young skipper, the 23-year-old youngster with the mantle and the honour of captain of the Saints. Up the Bradley Goss, little fellow, number 16, kicks 3 goals. Here's Frank Donnell running into the centre, kicking towards the half-forward line. In front as they've been all day. It's a crushing blow to the Bears to be thrashed by the team that's had a stranglehold on the wooden spoon for 4 years, the Saints. They've beaten them pointless today as Greg Burns rips around that outer wing, kicking up towards Ken Sheldon, who started well and faded. I wonder if he's injured. Handball into Phillips. The Saints had all the answers. Corcomelis to Taylor. Up to Lowe. Oh, and he just stole that one.
He was never in there. Stuart Lowe pulls it in. Has kicked 3. One in each of the first, one in the first and 2 in the third quarter. The Bears go on again. Phillips, a little pushing and shoving there, doesn't profit Bernie Harris. Trip goes unnoticed. Umpire looking into the sun. Handball towards the boundary, and a couple of fortuitous bounces sees it across the line. 114 plays 76. 23 minutes gone. Alex Marcoux in the hands of the trainers. Cramped. Thrown in again. Frawley in ruck. Taps down but straight to a Bear. Hardy. Shot on goal coming up by Brad Hardy. It's curling back. It's a goal. And that's his first goal. And a much needed one, A by Hardy and B by the Bears. Their 11th, scored at the 23.5-minute mark of this last term. Here it is again from the different angle. Hardy lining up, well shepherded. Had it through at about 2/3 mast height.
The Bears have outscored the Saints in this final term, 4 goals to 3. Hine climbs in the air, doesn't take it. Greg Burns takes it for the Saints. It's a strong mark there by Owen. Did that very well. In front of him, both hands with the fingers locked around it. Burns runs on. Ran down well. This is good play, Greg Burns, but he's missed.
Richardson marks unattended, seeks to put the ball further forward towards Fidge. Fidge will have possession, gets it back to O'Keefe. O'Keefe kicks the Bears forward, looking for Reynoldson, climbs high in the pack but can't bring it to hand. McConville, oh, brilliantly done, falls to ground, retains possession, left foot to no one. Nixon, the only man out there, he's in charge, sends it forward, and the mark accepted what's going on out there. The umpire going to do anything with that one? Coughlin called to play on now. The umpire says, no, you can't do that. Go back and kick it over the mark. So all that for nothing. Well, virtually for nothing. Gave Frank Coughlin a chance to find out the rules. The laws as they are. Up towards the scoreboard. That time Lowe behind was not in that particular event. McCarthy kicks almost backward, but to Phillips. Phillips also goes across ground, given the lead by Richardson. The bounce is not good, and St Kilda will get possession. And this is Owen. Good pass by Owen, right under the chest of the leading Sheldon. St Kilda men vacant, but not a good pass by Sheldon. It's forced to ground again. Sheldon gets his own back, gets out of a couple of tackles, into another one, kick towards Gotch. Possession for him. He's captured. Is that in the back? Over the shoulder. Free kick to Ken Cunningham. Ken Cunningham tried Jeff. Heavily disguised as Ken Cunningham. Long kick by Cunningham. Looking for Lowe. Ball punched away. Down to hands once again. Here's Burns. Will line up. Short pass. Good football. He could have had a shot for goal, but unselfishly passed to Owen, unguarded in the goal square. And Owen has the shot at point-blank range.
Yes, I'm sure 26-minute mark. The Bears just can't wait for this bell to go, and they've stopped chasing and contesting in the last 10 minutes quite a lot.
A 15-metre penalty applied brings him back to the goal line, about 1.5 metres. Fourth goal to Owen. Rodney Owen is the chief goal kicker for the game. He has 4, Gotch 3, Lockett 3 and Winmar 3, and the Saints are bolting away 19-7, 121, kicking against the breeze in this last quarter. The Brisbane Bears, very disappointing today, plenty of chances, but sprayed them around. 11 goals, 16. Bringing on the new ball. But late in the day, night watchman. Umpires exchanging positions. Nearly 3 minutes of time on played. Extra time, added time if you like. Some don't. 39-point lead. And Coughlin, possession to Nixon. Nixon, the pass. And side bottom holds onto one. He's wrapped in that. Back to Nixon. Nixon, a low pass, almost to Owen. Good tackle by Owen. Could be his 5th. The Saints are jubilant. I almost said the Saints triumphant, but that's tomorrow, isn't it? That's Sunday. Great play there, good tackle by Owen to get the ball back, retain position, keep it in the forward line, and he deserved that 5th goal.
And Owen's kicked 3 goals in his final tour. It's a star performance, but life of quick youngster, Rodney Owen. Kicked 5 total and struggled on in the centre. Yes, and the Bears would be waiting for that siren to blow to get out of their misery. Their first loss for the year. They played well in their first game, night game, and beat North Melbourne. And they beat Geelong last week comfortably at Cardinia Park. But they've lowered their colours to the Saints today at Moorabbin, and the Saints, it'll be their first win for the year. Long kick out of the ruck. Marked by Nicky Winmar, who's kicked 3 goals. One was a gem. Oh, back the short pass to Alex Marcoux. Now, Alex is not a very long kicker of the football. He's having a good survey. He's going to be forced to kick it right up into the goal square with the sticks. I'm sure the long kick is a must. Oh, it's a beaut. Yes, indeed. The little fella who's worked like it's frozen all day has just kicked a worthy goal. He's second, almost on siren time. Alex Marcoux with the very hairy arms as well as a hairy hit, is one of St Kilda's best. Kick out of the centre. Knocked the ball to Winmar. He in turn the short pass to Marcoux, and Marcoux made the distance. Alex Marcoux, the hirsute player, has just kicked St Kilda's 21st, but Williams sends the Bears back into attack. Marcoux under the football again, but it's knocked away from him. He'll be in the exchange there. Frawley dives on an opponent, grabs him by the collar. And that's, as they say in the classics, being collared. 133 plays 82. The Saints at home and in front and going to win their first game for the season. Mark Williams found it hot. Picked up by Rendleson. Nowhere to go. Gets clear eventually. Gives it to O'Keefe. O'Keefe lines up and shoots at goal. And it's offline for a behind. The Saints have outplayed the Bears at every chance. They led by 19 points at quarter time, 27 points at half time, 44 points at three-quarter time, and they've just run the ball across the line for a throw-in. Lead by 50 right at this particular time, so the Saints have increased their margin as the game has worn on. Nixon for the Saints, not a good kick, smothered. Nixon butters up again. He's played well on a half-back flank. Sends the ball out wide. Gotch knocks it to ground. Picked up by Hind, tall man. McCarthy gets rid of it quickly. Is that tackle too high? Yes. Frawley, and there's the siren, and the Saints have won the game. St Kilda 21-7, 133. Brisbane 11-17, 83. St Kilda by 50 points, and a delighted Darryl Baldock takes a phone call and says, hey, that was good. Jeff Leake, have you got the goal kickers there?
Yes, Richard, I have.
Listen to the ovation by the St Kilda fans. It's almost like a premiership to them.
A very loyal band down here at Moorabbin, and they've seen them through many sorrowful years. And the Saints being wooden spooners 4 years in a row, the last four, and the Bears come in. They'll be glad that it was over. It's a pretty poor effort for them. The goal kickers for the Saints, the man Mountain, the top goal kicker was Rodney Owen with 5. Stuart Lowe kicked 3, as did Bradley Gotch, Tony Lockett and Nicky Winmar. Alex Marcoux got 2. Greg Burns kicked 1. And David Grant kicked 1. That's the St Kilda contingent. For the Bears, a bracket of 2s here. John Fitch kicked 2. Brenton Phillips kicked 2. Bernie Harris kicked 2. 1 to Philip Walsh and Peter Banfield, as well as Michael Richardson, Brad Hardy and Steve Reynolds.
Well, those were the scenes inside the two dressing rooms. Obviously the elated Saints and the disappointed Bears. Just repeating the final scores: St Kilda 21-7, 133. The Brisbane Bears down by 50 points, 11-17, 83.